draws a free kick for his side. Camera continues to pan to Eric Lamela. I think the suggestion is the one I've been making, is perhaps he Sissoko, he takes a touch area and then he rolls didn't we? Last weekend at home to Leicester. You know, Manchester United have already conceded 4 in this game. Absolutely remarkable. They were 1-0 up inside 2 minutes, Manchester United, and from there they have completely capitulated, losing their discipline. Defensively, they've been all at sea. They're not offering anything going forward. I was just saying they hadn't had a shot on or off target in the last 10-15 minutes or so. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, frown on his face, must be so concerned about how his team have capitulated in this first half. Remember, it is still the first half of the match. Manchester United 1, Tottenham 4. Where do the Red Devils go from this position? I mean, I don't want to tempt fate this early in a game or this early in the season, but this is almost a sackable performance and scoreline as it is at the moment. Don't want to advocate, I must point out, for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer losing his job, but Ed Woodward watching on, camera on him at the moment. This is not putting Solskjaer in a favourable position, or a lot of the United players, as Luke Shaw trying to get beyond Serge Aurier. In the table come the end of this game. The goal difference is worse than Brighton, who started the match below them on that mark. Ball worked out now to Marcus Rashford for Manchester United. He's got Wan-Bissaka overlapping. Wan-Bissaka low cross into the box, but he scuffed it straight into the hands of Hugo Lloris, who hasn't really had a save to make since the penalty went in inside the opening couple of minutes. 5 of the first half still to go, plus stoppage time, of which we'll get a couple of minutes. All the goals that have gone in, the restarts, and of course the sending off of Anthony Martial. Kane trying to turn it around the corner for Lamela. For the fans in attendance, he'd certainly be the pantomime villain, Lamela, for his role in the sending off. Fernandes again taking a chance in his own half and surrendering possession. Højbjerg to Ndombele. Lamela, edge of the box. Can he get a shot away? He's twisting, turning. Ndombele will squeeze it out to Reguilon on the left-hand side. Well, then there's a loose touch from Ndombele, but Spurs immediately win it back. Rashford this time guilty of trying too much inside his own half. It almost feels like the Manchester United flair players are trying too hard to make things happen, but they're doing it in the wrong areas. Moves to Sissoko now for Tottenham. Out to Serge Aurier. Back into Sissoko once again. Spurs probing. Can they get a 5th goal before half-time? Harry Kane. Ndombele tries to turn it around the corner. The ricochet favours Kane, but they can't quite capitalise. And now United can break forward. Maguire striding out from defence. Has support left and right. Moves it across to Greenwood on that left-hand side. Into Pogba, who's challenged by the tenacious Tanguy Ndombele, who's a bit over-exuberant on that occasion. Gives away a free kick. United have taken it quickly. Shaw crossing to the box is a good one, just a little bit too far in front of Marcus Rashford. Spurs wanted an offside. Had Rashford got a touch on the ball. It's quick thinking though from United on this occasion. Yeah, Rashford probably would have been offside had he again connected with that. Remember, he hit the post as well. The scoreline at 2-1 to Spurs and 11 against 11. That's going to get lost though. Nobody's going to remember that given how much has happened in the first half. It's difficult to keep track of all the goals and the red card. And Harry Kane has it for Spurs. Look at the space on the right hand side once again for Serge Aurier. Kane finds him. Aurier loves to bomb forward. Why are United allowing him so much room to get on the attack? It's broke down on this occasion. Maguire strong in the challenge on Lamela. But it has to be better than that from Manchester United. Luke Shaw's almost covering in as a centre-back when they don't have the ball, which means they're very narrow on that side, and given nobody's covering for where Martial was, or at least Mason Greenwood and Marcus Rashford, whoever's over on that left-hand side, isn't tracking back. Whether they've been told not to or what, I'm not sure. But they're completely at 6s and 7s defensively, particularly on the left-hand side of their defence, Manchester United. Something has to change. I'm surprised, actually, that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer hasn't looked to tinker things during this first half. It's been that bad. Maguire carries the ball over the halfway line, switches out looking for Shaw, but overhit and goes out for a throw-in. I'm sure again if there were supporters in, there'd be boos going round Old Trafford. One of those games where United are perhaps glad it's behind closed doors. Spurs will be loving this though, with or without fans in the ground. Loose touch there though from Reguilon. The tiredness could still creep in for Spurs given all the exertions they've had over the last few days. The bonus for them is matches against Chelsea and Maccabi Haifa during the week were both at home. So travelling hasn't been too hard. Just the trip up to Manchester for this game. As Matic squeezes the ball out to Shaw on the left hand side for Manchester United. Now it's Maguire. Pogba. Nice touch from Fernandes, but it's cut out by Dyer. Breaks back though to Pogba for Manchester United, who again trying to thread the ball through an eye of a needle and runs harmlessly through to Hugo Lloris. The United players are not on the same wavelength in this game. Again, I mentioned a 3-1 Jose Mourinho must be delighted. I don't think he's cracked a smile yet on the far side, on the touchline, sorry, but I'm sure he is beaming from ear to ear on the inside. Ndombele to Dyer. Reguilon now. Spurs continuing to move the ball around with plenty of confidence. Lovely switch from Dyer out to Aurier on the right hand side. This time he is closed down by Shaw. Højbjerg to Ndombele. Space on the left for Reguilon to get forward now. Low ball into the box, just behind Son. Maguire nips in. United give the ball away straight away. Sissoko picks it up. Sissoko and Ndombele doing some really good work in the middle of the park in winning the ball back and biting at the heels of United's creative players. Højbjerg as well. He has possession at the moment, the Denmark international. Gets it back off Eric Lamela. Sissoko. Played the 45 minutes. How much stoppage time are we going to get at the end of this first half? 3 minutes it will be. Dyer to Reguilon. Closed down by Rashford, but he nutmegs Marcus Rashford. That's brilliant from Reguilon. Nice turn from Son as well. Spurs are showboating now. Kane drills it out towards the right-hand side. Lamela has it. Aurier overlapping. Aurier into the penalty area. Drives it across the face of the 6-yard box. He claims corner. I think Anthony Taylor agrees. It must have taken a slight nick off Luke Shaw on the way through. Manchester United again very narrow defensively. I think it will be a Spurs corner. Still time for them to make it 5-1 before the break, and that would be surely unheard of. Son will take the corner. He's on a hat-trick, remember, incidentally. Can he be provider for this one? He's already got 4 goals in one game this season, hasn't he, against Southampton earlier in the season. Whips this corner in. It's flicked towards goal by Harry Kane, and he probably should have scored, actually, Harry Kane. Got across the front post, just didn't quite get enough on it. Glanced off his forehead and wide of the far stick. Another good opportunity, though, for Tottenham to extend their advantage. Almost comes off the back of Kane's head rather than flush on the forehead. Tell by his reaction, and a player of his quality as well, he feels he should have done better. Goal kick, though, for Manchester United. 90 seconds of stoppage time remaining. Sent long by David De Gea towards the left-hand side. Thanks to Rashford, who's driving beyond Sanchez. Sanchez gives him a little bit of a nudge. Rashford's eventually stopped by Aurier's sliding challenge. It will be a Manchester United corner, and if they could get a goal back, then they could well have a bit of momentum to take into the second half. Just a little bit of a concern over Marcus Rashford after that challenge. He is gingerly getting back to his feet and doesn't need to receive treatment. That would be another hammer blow if he was injured. For Manchester United as the corner is whipped in. Maguire gets his head to it, trying to knock it down to a teammate, but it only falls as far as Reguilon, who can hook the ball clear. Manchester United's opening home game of the season in the Premier League ended in a 3-1 defeat to Crystal Palace. Well, they're 4-1 down to Tottenham as we approach half-time in this one. Huge team talk coming up for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Not saying he necessarily needs to rally his side to save his job, but These are really testing times for the Manchester United boss. Harry Maguire not too sure. Final few seconds of stoppage time remaining. Maguire squares to Bailey. Eric Bailey on the halfway line. Squeezes out to the right hand side. Greenwood to Wan-Bissaka. And indeed the referee blows for half time. And what a first half it has been. Manchester United were 1-0 up after 2 minutes. They now find themselves going into the break 4-1 down, and with Anthony Martial having been sent off. Join us for second half coverage shortly. It's Manchester United 1, Tottenham 4 at half-time. United took the lead inside 2 minutes. Bruno Fernandes converting a penalty after Martial was fouled by Sanchez. Ndombele levelled for Spurs just 2 minutes later with a close-range finish. Son was then assisted brilliantly by Kane to make it 2-1. And then Martial was sent off for United after striking Eric Millamella at a corner. Kane then scored minutes later to make it 3-1 from a mistake before Son, teed up by Aurier, made it 4-1 on 37 minutes. Half-time, 1-4 Spurs. It's Manchester United 1, Tottenham 4 at half-time. United took the lead inside 2 minutes. Bruno Fernandes converting a penalty after Martial was fouled by Sanchez. Ndombele levelled for Spurs just 2 minutes later with a close-range finish. Son was then assisted brilliantly by Kane to make it 2-1. And then Martial was sent off for United after striking Eric Millamella at a corner. Kane then scored minutes later to make it 3-1 from a mistake before Son, teed up by Aurier, made it 4-1 on 37 minutes. Half-time, 1-4 Spurs. It's Manchester United 1, Tottenham 4 at half-time. United took the lead inside 2 minutes. Bruno Fernandes converting a penalty after Martial was fouled by Sanchez. Ndombele levelled for Spurs just 2 minutes later with a close-range finish. Son was then assisted brilliantly by Kane to make it 2-1. And then Martial was sent off for United after striking Eric Millamella. Corner. Kane then scored minutes later to make it 3-1 from a mistake before Son, teed up by Aurier, made it 4-1 on 37 minutes. Two minutes. Bruno Fernandes converting a penalty after Martial was fouled by Sanchez. Ndombele levelled for Spurs just 2 minutes later with a close-range finish. Son was then assisted brilliantly by Kane to make it 2-1. And then Martial was sent off for United after striking Eric Millamella at a corner. Kane then scored minutes later to make it 3-1 from a mistake before Son, teed up by Aurier, made it 4-1 on 37 minutes. Half-time, 1-4 Spurs. It's Manchester United 1, Tottenham 4 at half-time. United took the lead inside 2 minutes. Bruno Fernandes converting a penalty after Martial was fouled by Sanchez. Ndombele levelled for Spurs just 2 minutes later with a close-range finish. Son was then assisted brilliantly by Kane to make it 2-1. And then Martial was sent off for United after striking Eric Millamella at a corner. Kane then scored minutes later to make it 3-1 from a mistake before Son, teed up by Aurier, made it 4-1 on 37 minutes. Half-time, 1-4 Spurs. It's Manchester United 1, Tottenham 4 at half-time. United took the lead inside 2 minutes. Bruno Fernandes converting a penalty after Martial was fouled by Sanchez. Ndombele levelled for Spurs just 2 minutes later with a close-range finish. Son was then assisted brilliantly by Kane to make it 2-1. And then Martial was sent off for United after striking Eric Millamella at a corner. Kane then scored minutes later to make it 3-1 from a mistake before Son, teed up by Aurier, made it 4-1 on 37 minutes. Half-time, 1-4 Spurs. It's Manchester United 1, Tottenham 4 at half-time. United took the lead inside 2 minutes. Bruno Fernandes converting a penalty after Martial was fouled by Sanchez. Ndombele levelled for Spurs just 2 minutes later with a close-range finish. Son was then assisted brilliantly by Kane to make it 2-1. And then Martial was sent off for United after striking Eric Millamella at a corner. Kane then scored minutes later to make it 3-1 from a mistake before Son, teed up by Aurier, made it 4-1 on 37 minutes. Half-time, 1-4 Spurs. It's Manchester United 1, Tottenham 4 at half-time. United took the lead inside 2 minutes. Bruno Fernandes converting a penalty after Martial was fouled by Sanchez. Ndombele levelled for Spurs just 2 minutes later with a close-range finish. Son was then assisted brilliantly by Kane to make it 2-1. And then Martial was sent off for United after striking Eric Millamella at a corner. Kane then scored minutes later to make it 3-1 from a mistake before Son, teed up by Aurier, made it 4-1 on 37 minutes. Half-time, 1-4 Spurs. It's Manchester United 1, Tottenham 4 at half-time. United took the lead inside 2 minutes. Bruno Fernandes converting a penalty after Martial was fouled by Sanchez. Ndombele levelled for Spurs just 2 minutes later with a close-range finish. Son was then assisted brilliantly by Kane to make it 2-1. And then Martial was sent off for United after striking Eric Millamella at a corner. Kane then scored minutes later to make it 3-1 from a mistake before Son, teed up by Aurier, made it 4-1 on 37 minutes. Half-time, 1-4 Spurs. It's Manchester United 1, Tottenham 4 at half-time. United took the lead inside 2 minutes. Bruno Fernandes converting a penalty after Martial was fouled by Sanchez. Ndombele levelled for Spurs just 2 minutes later with a close-range finish. Son was then assisted brilliantly by Kane to make it 2-1. And then Martial was sent off for United after striking Eric Millamella at a corner. Kane then scored minutes later to make it 3-1 from a mistake before Son, teed up by Aurier, made it 4-1 on 37 minutes. Half-time, 1-4 Spurs. It's Manchester United 1, Tottenham 4 at half-time. United took the lead inside 2 minutes. Bruno Fernandes converting a penalty after Martial was fouled by Sanchez. Ndombele levelled for Spurs just 2 minutes later with a close-range finish. Son was then assisted brilliantly by Kane to make it 2-1. And then Martial was sent off for United after striking Eric Millamella at a corner. Kane then scored minutes later to make it 3-1 from a mistake before Son, teed up by Aurier, made it 4-1 on 37 minutes. Half-time, 1-4 Spurs. It's Manchester United 1, Tottenham 4 at half-time. United took the lead inside 2 minutes. Bruno Fernandes converting a penalty after Martial was fouled by Sanchez. Ndombele levelled for Spurs just 2 minutes later with a close-range finish. Son was then assisted brilliantly by Kane to make it 2-1. And then Martial was sent off for United after striking Eric Millamella at a corner. Kane then scored minutes later to make it 3-1 from a mistake before Son, teed up by Aurier, made it 4-1 on 37 minutes. Half-time, 1-4 Spurs. It's Manchester United 1, Tottenham 4 at half-time. United took the lead inside 2 minutes. Bruno Fernandes converting a penalty after Martial was fouled by Sanchez. Ndombele levelled for Spurs just 2 minutes later with a close-range finish. Son was then assisted brilliantly by Kane to make it 2-1. And then Martial was sent off for United after striking Eric Millamella at a corner. Kane then scored minutes later to make it 3-1 from a mistake before Son, teed up by Aurier, made it 4-1 on 37 minutes. Half-time, 1-4 Spurs. It's Manchester United 1, Tottenham 4 at half-time. United took the lead inside 2 minutes. Bruno Fernandes converting a penalty after Martial was fouled by Sanchez. Ndombele levelled for Spurs just 2 minutes later with a close-range finish. Son was then assisted brilliantly by Kane to make it 2-1. And then Martial was sent off for United after striking Eric Millamella at a corner. Kane then scored minutes later to make it 3-1 from a mistake before Son, teed up by Aurier, made it 4-1 on 37 minutes. Half-time, 1-4 Spurs. It's Manchester United 1, Tottenham 4 at half-time. United took the lead inside 2 minutes. Bruno Fernandes converting a penalty after Martial was fouled by Sanchez. Ndombele levelled for Spurs just 2 minutes later with a close-range finish. Son was then assisted brilliantly by Kane to make it 2-1. And then Martial was sent off for United after striking Eric Millamella at a corner. Kane then scored minutes later to make it 3-1 from a mistake before Son, teed up by Aurier, made it 4-1 on 37 minutes. Half-time, 1-4 Spurs. It's Manchester United 1, Tottenham 4 at half-time. United took the lead inside 2 minutes. Bruno Fernandes converting a penalty after Martial was fouled by Sanchez. Ndombele levelled for Spurs just 2 minutes later with a close-range finish. Son was then assisted brilliantly by Kane to make it 2-1. And then Martial was sent off for United after striking Eric Millamella at a corner. Kane then scored minutes later to make it 3-1 from a mistake before Son, teed up by Aurier, made it 4-1 on 37 minutes. Half-time, 1-4 Spurs. It's Manchester United 1, Tottenham 4 at half-time. United took the lead inside 2 minutes. Bruno Fernandes converting a penalty after Martial was fouled by Sanchez. Ndombele levelled for Spurs just 2 minutes later with a close-range finish. Son was then assisted brilliantly by Kane to make it 2-1. And then Martial was sent off for United after striking Eric Millamella at a corner. Kane then scored minutes later to make it 3-1 from a mistake before Son, teed up by Aurier, made it 4-1 on 37 minutes. Half-time, 1-4 Spurs. It's Manchester United 1, Tottenham 4 at half-time. United took the lead inside 2 minutes. Bruno Fernandes converting a penalty after Martial was fouled by Sanchez. Ndombele levelled for Spurs just 2 minutes later with a close-range finish. Son was then assisted brilliantly by Kane to make it 2-1. And then Martial was sent off for United after striking Eric Millamella at a corner. Kane then scored minutes later to make it 3-1 from a mistake before Son, teed up by Aurier, made it 4-1 on 37 minutes. Half-time, 1-4 Spurs. It's Manchester United 1, Tottenham 4 at half-time. United took the lead inside 2 minutes. Bruno Fernandes converting a penalty after Martial was fouled by Sanchez. Ndombele levelled for Spurs just 2 minutes later with a close-range finish. Son was then assisted brilliantly by Kane to make it 2-1. And then Martial was sent off for United after striking Eric Millamella at a corner. Kane then scored minutes later to make it 3-1 from a mistake before Son, teed up by Aurier, made it 4-1 on 37 minutes. Half-time, 1-4 Spurs. It's Manchester United 1, Tottenham 4 at half-time. United took the lead inside 2 minutes. Bruno Fernandes converting a penalty after Martial was fouled by Sanchez. Ndombele levelled for Spurs just 2 minutes later with a close-range finish. Son was then assisted brilliantly by Kane to make it 2-1. And then Martial was sent off for United after striking Eric Millamella at a corner. Kane then scored minutes later to make it 3-1 from a mistake before Son, teed up by Aurier, made it 4-1 on 37 minutes. Half-time, 1-4 Spurs. It's Manchester United 1, Tottenham 4 at half-time. United took the lead inside 2 minutes. Bruno Fernandes converting a penalty after Martial was fouled by Sanchez. Ndombele levelled for Spurs just 2 minutes later with a close-range finish. Son was then assisted brilliantly by Kane to make it 2-1. And then Martial was sent off for United after striking Eric Millamella at a corner. Kane then scored minutes later to make it 3-1 from a mistake before Son, teed up by Aurier, made it 4-1 on 37 minutes. Half-time, 1-4 Spurs. It's Manchester United 1, Tottenham 4 at half-time. United took the lead inside 2 minutes. Bruno Fernandes converting a penalty after Martial was fouled by Sanchez. Ndombele levelled for Spurs just 2 minutes later with a close-range finish. Son was then assisted brilliantly by Kane to make it 2-1. And then Martial was sent off for United after striking Eric Millamella at a corner. Kane then scored minutes later to make it 3-1 from a mistake before Son, teed up by Aurier, made it 4-1 on 37 minutes. Half-time, 1-4 Spurs. It's Manchester United 1, Tottenham 4 at half-time. United took the lead inside 2 minutes. Bruno Fernandes converting a penalty after Martial was fouled by Sanchez. Ndombele levelled for Spurs just 2 minutes later with a close-range finish. Son was then assisted brilliantly by Kane to make it 2-1. And then Martial was sent off for United after striking Eric Millamella at a corner. Kane then scored minutes later to make it 3-1 from a mistake before Son, teed up by Aurier, made it 4-1 on 37 minutes. Half-time, 1-4 Spurs. It's Manchester United 1, Tottenham 4 at half-time. United took the lead inside 2 minutes. Bruno Fernandes converting a penalty after Martial was fouled by Sanchez. Ndombele levelled for Spurs just 2 minutes later with a close-range finish. Son was then assisted brilliantly by Kane to make it 2-1. And then Martial was sent off for United after striking Eric Millamella at a corner. Kane then scored minutes later to make it 3-1 from a mistake before Son, teed up by Aurier, made it 4-1 on 37 minutes. Half-time, 1-4 Spurs. It's Manchester United 1, Tottenham 4 at half-time. United took the lead inside 2 minutes. Bruno Fernandes converting a penalty after Martial was fouled by Sanchez. Ndombele levelled for Spurs just 2 minutes later with a close-range finish. Son was then assisted brilliantly by Kane to make it 2-1. And then Martial was sent off for United after striking Eric Millamella at a corner. Kane then scored minutes later to make it 3-1 from a mistake before Son, teed up by Aurier, made it 4-1 on 37 minutes. Half-time, 1-4 Spurs. It's Manchester United 1, Tottenham 4 at half-time. United took the lead inside 2 minutes. Bruno Fernandes converting a penalty after Martial was fouled by Sanchez. Ndombele levelled for Spurs just 2 minutes later with a close-range finish. Son was then assisted brilliantly by Kane to make it 2-1. And then Martial was sent off for United after striking Eric Millamella at a corner. Kane then scored minutes later to make it 3-1 from a mistake before Son, teed up by Aurier, made it 4-1 on 37 minutes. Half-time, 1-4 Spurs. It's Manchester United 1, Tottenham 4 at half-time. United took the lead inside 2 minutes. Bruno Fernandes converting a penalty after Martial was fouled by Sanchez. Ndombele levelled for Spurs just 2 minutes later with a close-range finish. Son was then assisted brilliantly by Kane to make it 2-1. And then Martial was sent off for United after striking Eric Miller at a corner. Kane then scored minutes later to make it 3-1 from a mistake before Son, teed up by Aurier, made it 4-1 on 37 minutes. Half-time, 1-4 Spurs. It's Manchester United 1, Tottenham 4 at half-time. United took the lead inside 2 minutes. Bruno Fernandes converting a penalty after Martial was fouled by Sanchez. Ndombele levelled for Spurs just 2 minutes later with a close-range finish. Son was then assisted brilliantly by Kane to make it 2-1. And then Martial was sent off for United after striking Eric Miller at a corner. Kane then scored minutes later to make it 3-1 from a mistake before Son, teed up by Aurier, made it 4-1 on 37 minutes. Half-time, 1-4 Spurs. It's Manchester United 1, Tottenham 4 at half-time. United took the lead inside 2 minutes. Bruno Fernandes converting a penalty after Martial was fouled by Sanchez. Ndombele levelled for Spurs just 2 minutes later with a close-range finish. Son was then assisted brilliantly by Kane to make it 2-1. And then Martial was sent off for United after striking Eric Miller at a corner. Kane then scored minutes later to make it 3-1 from a mistake before Son, teed up by Aurier, made it 4-1 on 37 minutes. Half-time, 1-4 Spurs. It's Manchester United 1, Tottenham 4 at half-time. United took the lead inside 2 minutes. Bruno Fernandes converting a penalty after Martial was fouled by Sanchez. Ndombele levelled for Spurs just 2 minutes later with a close-range finish. Son was then assisted brilliantly by Kane to make it 2-1. And then Martial was sent off for United after striking Eric Miller at a corner. Kane then scored minutes later to make it 3-1 from a mistake before Son, teed up by Aurier, made it 4-1 on 37 minutes. Half-time, 1-4 Spurs. It's Manchester United 1, Tottenham 4 at half-time. United took the lead inside 2 minutes. Bruno Fernandes converting a penalty after Martial was fouled by Sanchez. Ndombele levelled for Spurs just 2 minutes later with a close-range finish. Son was then assisted brilliantly by Kane to make it 2-1. And then Martial was sent off for United after striking Eric Miller at a corner. Kane then scored minutes later to make it 3-1 from a mistake before Son, teed up by Aurier, made it 4-1 on 37 minutes. Half-time, 1-4 Spurs. It's a very warm welcome back to our independent off-tube studio commentary of Manchester United against Tottenham, and plenty of changes to tell you about at half-time as well. 3 in total. You'll be surprised to hear that 2 of those have come from Manchester United. Fred and Scott McTominay are on. Man.Utd and Bruno Fernandes have been replaced for Spurs. The pantomime villain, if you like, from a Manchester United point of view. Eric Lamela has been replaced. Lucas Moura is on for him. That rotation more than anything, given the workload Spurs have had over the last few days and over the course of the start of the season. United's changes, I'm pretty sure, will be tactical. Bruno Fernandes scored the penalty but gave the ball away an awful lot, didn't he, in the first half in dangerous areas, and Man.Utd was struggling to get about the pitch, particularly now that United are down to 10 men. There's more mobility from Fred and Scott McTominay in the middle of the park, and it will give licence for Paul Pogba to get further forward and play the Bruno Fernandes role. I'll run you through the 2 teams quickly. It's De Gea in goal for Manchester United, Wan-Bissaka, Bailey, Maguire and Shaw the back 4. No changes there, which is a little bit of a surprise. Fred and McTominay in the middle of the park with Greenwood, Pogba and Rashford as a forward 3. Martial, of course, sent off during the first period. Spurs, it's Lloris in goal, Aurier, Sanchez, Dyer and Reguilon the back 4. Sissoko, Højbjerg and Ndombele in the middle of the park with Lucas Moura now supporting Son and Kane up front. And Harry Kane in possession, sweeps it across to Serge Aurier. Spurs on the attack right at the start of this second half. Luke Shaw gets a block in on Aurier on this occasion. So much space the Spurs fullback was granted down the right hand side during the first period, even before Anthony Martial was sent off, so United can't use the 10 men necessarily as an excuse. We are setting up the 4th goal for Son. Goal scores incidentally. I mentioned Bruno Fernandes scored the penalty to give United the lead inside the opening 2 minutes, but Ndombele levelled. Son then made it 2-1. Kane made it 3-1. And Son, as I say, from an Aurier assist, made it 4-1 on 37 minutes. And that's where we stand. At 2-1 it was when Martial was sent off, incidentally. As Eric Dyer has possession of the ball for Tottenham. Down the line to Sergio Reguilon. Now Pierre-Emile Højbjerg, who strides up towards the halfway line, squeezes it forward towards Son. Intercepted by McTominay, but it breaks back to Son Heung-min. Højbjerg now switching the play out towards Aurier, but trying desperately to cut it out, couldn't quite get there. First touch for Lucas Moura. Now Sissoko to Højbjerg. Reguilon on the left-hand side for Spurs. No need for them to go for the jugular in this second half. They may be tempted to. Certainly Jose Mourinho would love to really hammer home this advantage against his former club, where he kind of parted ways, as everyone knows, under a dark cloud. 4-1 is a perfectly good enough scoreline for Spurs. They would have bit your hand off at that in the at the start of the game. They certainly would have when they went 1-0 down inside 2 minutes. Pierre-Emile Højbjerg. Quietly effective game from him in the middle of the park once again. Sanchez gave away that early penalty. Dyer into Højbjerg once more. It's up to United to try and press, but I think they're a little bit caught between a rock and a hard place at the moment, and Spurs play round a slight press from Wan-Bissaka on the United right. Son pulls it back for Reguilon into the feet of Ndombele, but it's cut out by McTominay. He squeezes it to Greenwood on the right-hand side. It will be a Manchester United throw-in. You do feel like there's more goals there for Spurs if they want to go for it. United were so frail at the back during the first half, and the changes really reflect that they're almost writing off the game as a result. So I suppose they have to. They're going for a bit of damage limitation with both Fred and McTominay coming on at the base of that midfield. Rashford looking to take the game to Spurs. Comes away with possession into Fred. McTominay now to Maguire. Really torrid first half for Harry Maguire and Eric Bailly at the heart of that Manchester United back line. Two of them combining there. Bailly to McTominay. Pogba now. He's playing from the left-hand side at the start of this second half. He's on the left, Greenwood on the right, and Rashford through the middle. Pogba's off a little give and go there with Maguire. Brings it down nicely, but then surely he fouled Serge Aurier. Indeed, the referee belatedly blows his whistle. Anthony Taylor, who's had a busy afternoon, as he probably was always going to expect in a game of this magnitude. Manchester United 1, Tottenham Hotspur 4. Pierre-Emile Højbjerg for Spurs. Carries the ball out from the defence. It's a loose pass though from him. Spurs don't want to give United too much incentive or belief in this game by just switching off. Remember, tiredness could still be a factor. That's one reason you might think there is still a squeak for Manchester United, even though they're 3 goals behind, down to 10 men. The Spurs are tired. The mistakes could creep in and United could punish them, but United playing with 10 men, they'll also be tiring at points in this second half. Well, they switched there from Davinson Sanchez to find Sergio Reguilon on the Spurs left. Well, that wasn't the pass he was intended, but everything is coming off for Spurs today, and it comes to Ndombele. Højbjerg now, lovely pass into Aurier. Can he make it 5-1? He can! It's a fabulous Spurs goal. They have 5 at Old Trafford. Serge Aurier has got in on the act. A clinical finish from him. A lovely through ball as well from Pierre-Emile Højbjerg to set him up. Again, United exposed defensively, and this could end up any scoreline. Early exchanges in the second half, and it's now Manchester United 1, Tottenham 5. What a scoreline for Spurs, and Serge Aurier has got in on the act. He's had so much space down that right-hand side. United have made change in the break, incidentally, McTominay and Fred coming on, but that hasn't made any difference to the pattern of the game. It's a lovely through ball from Højbjerg to Aurier in space on the right, and he takes his time before drilling the ball into the corner of the net. No chance for David De Gea in the Manchester United goal. We have 40 minutes or so of this game remaining. Spurs could score as many goals as they want, you feel. It's Manchester United 1, Tottenham 5. Manchester City, as we mentioned earlier on, conceded 5 at home to Leicester last weekend. How many are Manchester United going to concede in this one? It's still Jose Mourinho doesn't look happy. He's maybe just trying to be respectful against his former club and doesn't want to celebrate too exuberantly, but he must be delighted on the inside, both for his team, both for the club, and also on a personal note as well. Manchester United 1, Tottenham 5. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer on the edge of his technical area, trying to encourage his side, but what is going through his mind right now, and what is going through the mind of the Manchester United hierarchy as well. Nobody saw this scoreline coming. Højbjerg's through ball, Aurier finish 5-1 to the visitors, and this must be breaking some kind of records for Manchester United in the Premier League at Old Trafford. I mean, Tottenham were the first visiting side to score 4 first half goals against Manchester United in the league away from home since 1957. Repeat that again, Tottenham, the first visiting side to score 4 first-half goals in a league game away at Manchester United since they did it themselves, in fact, in November 1957. They won that game 4-3. They've already bettered that scoreline today. United do have a free kick on the left-hand side in a relatively dangerous position. Luke Shaw standing over it. Can they get a goal back? It's all about trying to repair some of the damage now. Luke Shaw to send this into the penalty area. Maguire and Bailey have gone forward from the back. McTominay's in there as well, providing height. It's aimed in. Pogba actually gets his head to it, but sends it way over the top of the crossbar. A grimace from Paul Pogba. That sums up the mood, you imagine, for those with an affiliation to Manchester United. 5-1 down at home. 5-1 and counting, I hasten to add. Davinson Sanchez now for Spurs. Into Moussa Sissoko. This is a tired Spurs team. I'll reiterate, this is their 4th game in 8 days. I know United have made it easy for them, but they still deserve a huge amount of credit, Spurs. And you know, the headlines will be with Manchester United, or if they're Spurs related, it'll be all about Jose Mourinho getting one over his old club. But really, we should be praising Tottenham for this performance. It's been absolutely sensational from them, particularly going forward. So much control in the game. The midfield's been great as well. Oh yeah, brilliant outlet down the right hand side. A goal and assist for the right back now in this game. Harry Kane likewise squeezing the ball out to Reguilon on the left hand side. Son overlaps. Reguilon goes instead infield to Kane. Drops a shoulder into the area. Now might fancy a shot on his right boot, and he does. He scuffs that one though. Pulls it well wide of the near post. Took a nick though on the way through. I think it actually did. The way the players are. Oh no, actually it is a goal kick. I thought Kane and co were heading into the penalty area. They're actually just moving forward to close down United. Yet again taking a short goal kick, and yet again playing their way into a bit of trouble. Getting away with it on this occasion. Be a throw in on their left hand side. Interesting to see what changes the two managers make. We've already seen 2 for United, 1 for Spurs in the game. I can't imagine too many of the United players are itching to come on. Spurs, it'll be a case of Jose Mourinho when he wants to rotate it a bit and give a rest to players. You might see the likes of Son, who's carrying a hamstring injury coming into this game and was a major doubt. And Kane, they may get a bit of a rest. Kane, one of 3 players starting today, who also started against Maccabi Haifa in the Europa League on Thursday. Of course, they've signed Carlos Vinicius, haven't they? Spurs, he wasn't registered in time for this game, but he will be there to ease some of the workload for Harry Kane as a backup striker. Perhaps even a little bit more than that if Spurs continue to go deep in all the competitions they're involved in. Spurs have been linked with Antonio Rudiger as well, potential new centre back, a loan deal. Cover and easily tidies up. United do have a bit of a threat still on the attack. This is where you really do need to see the characters in your side. Who's got the desire to still dig deep and play for the team and make sure this doesn't become an even more embarrassing scoreline, and perhaps even improve at the other end and get a goal or 2 back. 5-2, 5-3 looks a lot better than 5-1. Potentially worse than that, of course. Reguilon for Spurs. Into the feet of Pierre-Emile Højbjerg. Reguilon again. Son's made a dart forward. South Korean in possession. Looks to return it to Reguilon, who's been trapped by Wan-Bissaka. Spurs get the ricochet of the ball again, and it's Son trying to break towards the byline, work a crossing angle. Reguilon pulls it back for Ndombele, who will curl towards goal. That one's over the top of the crossbar. Behind for safety, but more Spurs pressing. Manchester United 1, Tottenham Hotspur 5. This is where the United leaders need to stand up and be counted. At the moment, there's no real sign of that. Spurs thoroughly enjoying themselves out there, look capable of breaking through this United defence at will, really. Tongbi Ndombele's just had a curling effort fly over the top of the crossbar. They're really enjoying themselves out there. Jose Mourinho will probably take an opportunity to rest one or two players as well as this second half develops. Lucas Moura has already come on to replace Eric Lamela. As I mentioned earlier on, Manchester United made a double change at half-time. Fred and McTominay on for Fernandes and Matic. That's had little effect so far. It's Manchester United 1, Tottenham 5. Yeah, that scoreline just still... It's hard to comprehend. You've got to say it a couple of times before it really sinks in. Manchester United just don't concede these kind of goals in any match, in any competition, never mind at home in the Premier League. They definitely conceded 5 today. I'm sure that will be breaking some kind of records. Jose Mourinho got a record actually through here. Jose Mourinho is the first manager to face a side he's formerly managed in the Premier League away from home and score 5 goals since Ole Gunnar Solskjaer did so against Cardiff back in December 2018. I'm sure there'll be more records more directly relating to scoring 5 goals at Old Trafford that Spurs will have broken. Long-standing records that they've broken anyway. Try and update you on that as the second half goes on. I'm sure they'll all be getting rolled out in the press as well over the coming days as the fallout really will gather pace. United will be glad it's deadline day tomorrow actually, because that might distract from the matters on the pitch slightly. Slightly though, I'd imagine. Ball with Reguilon. It's into Sanchez, and Spurs will build again. The game at a walking pace at the moment. Hopefully it's not a match where both sides end up settling for things. United shouldn't settle for trailing 5-1, but you know, would one or two of those players out there actually take 5-1 at this stage and avoid conceding more goals and the indignity of having to play the final 30 minutes or so? Davinson Sanchez there across to Eric Dyer. Those two centre-backs haven't really been tested since the opening few minutes of the game. Seen plenty of the ball though in terms of possession. Aurier now whipping the ball around the corner for Kane, who is into the penalty area. He's held up by Bailly. Needs some support now, Kane down the right hand side. Oh no, he's dug out a cross actually himself, and a difficult one for De Gea to gather on the bounce. As well to hold it, the goalkeeper. I don't think you can particularly blame for any of the goals. Yes, he was part of the overplaying from the back that led to the Spurs' 3rd goal, but Bailly gave that one away, and that's the philosophy that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer wants his team to go with. So, speculation about De Gea losing his place in the team to Dean Henderson. I don't think he can be dropped based on this performance. Same can't be said for the outfield players in front of him, though. That has to be pointed out. Fred switching it across to Wan-Bissaka, but it's a loose ball that bounces over the head of the fullback and out of play for a throw-in. Jose Mourinho looks like he's discussing with his substitutes there. He might be making a change. Remember, Dele Alli's on the bench. Mourinho might feel this is a good opportunity to bring him on if he is considering Ali as still being part of his plans in the long term. The fact he's on the bench today perhaps suggests he will be remaining at Spurs, not moving on deadline day. No guarantees of that, of course. Ndombele bring this out from the back for Spurs. Finds Son on the left-hand side. Reguilon overlapping. Son goes infield to Kane. Reguilon still in space on the left-hand side, and Kane finds him. The majority of the second half, Reguilon, and the majority of the match, in fact, inside Manchester United's territory. And he'll stay there to take this latest throw-in by turning the ball out of play. Played back to Moussa Sissoko for Spurs, into Højbjerg. Again, a walk-in place. This will suit Spurs as they have had that congested fixture schedule. There'll be a rest for one or two of the players, but the majority of them will be going away on international duty, as will the majority of the Manchester United squad, perhaps glad to get away from what will be the fallout from this game, but also having a couple of weeks to stew on this result as well. Son for Tottenham, back to Højbjerg. Ndombele now across to the right hand side of the midfield three. Sissoko's gone to the left. The majority of the game operating the opposite way round on either side of Pierre-Emile Højbjerg. 62 minutes on the clock. Manchester United 1, Tottenham 5. If you're just joining this independent off-tube studio commentary, That is the correct scoreline. Manchester United 1, Spurs 5. As Ndombele drops a shoulder, finds Son. Reguilon in space. Will he put a ball into the box? Instead he goes short to Son. Spurs moving the ball around nicely, but then Ndombele just takes his eye off it and presents it to Fred. Counter-attack on. Fred steps away from Højbjerg. This is good running from the Brazilian substitute. He tries to release Pogba, but pass wasn't really there, and Aurier got in the way. Good until the final pass there from Fred. Spurs though have the ball again. It's Son, who was surely fouled by Bailly, and that'll be a free kick to Spurs, and Son's in a bit of pain. Bailly's going to go into the referee's notebook. I wonder if that was a little bit of a naughty one there from the Manchester United central defender, frustrated. Let's have a look at the replay now. I don't know if he deliberately did that, but he stood on the back of the Achilles almost of Son. It's taken his boot off and he is in pain, Son. Give Bailly the benefit of the doubt. He didn't mean it. It was just as he was planting his foot, he caught the back of Son's heel. But certainly a painful one. Hopefully it's just a knock for Son and nothing too serious. Bailly in the referee's notebook, another blot on. It was a pretty blotted copybook for him this afternoon. Not the only one in red though. Son is helped back to his feet, and it does seem like it's just a painful one that he can run off, but I think he will probably be taken off pretty soon and wrapped in cotton wool by Jose Mourinho, given the fact that he has had that hamstring injury recently as well. 2 goals though. He'll want to stay on and get his hat-trick. He has to do it quickly though if he's going to get that. Spurs take the free kick. A very slow pace. It really has slowed down since that 5th goal. No need for Spurs to force the issue at all. Son's still hobbling around, by the way. Bailly's just apologised to him, which is fair enough. Nice ball over the top from Dyer in the meantime to Reguilon on the left-hand side. He can't quite get the better of Wan-Bissaka. Son, though, back firing, wins it back immediately for Spurs. Mind you, neither him or Greenwood in that challenge were really going in gun-ho there. All out with Davinson Sanchez for Tottenham. To Aurier. Gets it back off Moussa Sissoko. Sanchez to the feet of Eric Dyer, midway inside the Spurs half. Reguilon into Højbjerg. Those two exchange 2 or 3 1-2s there, with no one in red closing him down. Davinson Sanchez now down the right-hand channel to Aurier. This is where Spurs can go through the gears. Aurier, though, is a bit too hard into Harry Kane, who couldn't get there. Pogba trying to get something going for Manchester United, but he's seen off well by Moussa Sissoko. A free kick, but Spurs do have the ball. Well, belatedly, I think the referee is going to bring it back now. I'll smile on Anthony Taylor's face. He's quite relaxed at this stage. Just doesn't feel like there's going to be too much for him to contend with in these final exchanges. Not sure why he really brought it back actually for the foul in the end, because Spurs still had possession. Again, it was actually someone stood on the boot of Pogba stood on the boot of Sissoko. The Bailly on that someone earlier on, not deliberate. I think that's why the referee stopped it, so Sissoko could put his footwear back on. Into the final 25 minutes, Manchester United 1, Tottenham 5. Højbjerg takes the free kick short for Spurs. Dyer now. To the feet of Pierre-Emile Højbjerg once again. Now Tanguy Ndombele. Spurs aren't going to force a sixth goal for the game. Obviously take the opportunity when it comes along, but they are happy to conserve energy, it seems. United just don't seem to have it in them today to lay a glove on Spurs, as Mora tries to play it down the channel for Kane, who sensed he was never going to get on the end of that. Again, perhaps conserving a little bit of energy. Donny van der Beek is going to come on for Manchester United as their 3rd and final change. Their one big name signing of the summer so far. 40 million acquisition from Ajax. Yet to start in the league though for United. Interesting to see who he's going to replace for these final 25 minutes or so. The ball goes up. Number 11 is on there, and it's Mason Greenwood being replaced. Van der Beek on. Not Mason Greenwood's afternoon. As I say, pretty much everyone in red will be feeling the same way, and perhaps he's happy enough to be withdrawn from what is going to be a long final quarter of this game for the home team. He's sending a goal kick long. Sanchez beats Pogba to it, but it will be a throw-in to United on halfway, which Luke Shaw will take. Alex Telles joining Manchester United imminently. He'll be a left back, so he'll be rivaling Shaw for a starting position as play is stopped. Højbjerg's writhing around in agony on the floor. Paul Pogba's alongside him, looking a bit bewildered why everyone's annoyed. I'm not quite sure what happened there. Sissoko's pleading the case of Højbjerg. So a little kick out from Pogba. No, I don't think there was. I think he lands and maybe just grazes. His legs are flailing in the air as he falls, Pogba, and he just catches Højbjerg slightly. Højbjerg again, like he was making an awful lot of that. Similar to what Lamela did in the first half to get Martial sent off. We don't like to see that at all. Højbjerg's back on his feet now, and I can understand why Pogba looked the picture of innocence. Fred's then gone in strongly on Højbjerg, perhaps reacting to the initial coming together, and free kicks given. Tempers are starting to fray a little bit. We'll look back again. Oh, but actually, perhaps initially, Pogba caught Højbjerg just with his studs in the back of the hamstring. Nothing too much again, but you can see why Højbjerg went down on reflection. So he caught him with his studs, and then as he fell over there, Paul Pogba, he caught him again. As Dele Alli is going to come on now. He is going to get a run out in this game. Imagine it's going to be... Oh no, it's Ndombele who's being replaced. So Ali on for the final quarter of this second half. Manchester United 1, Tottenham 5 it remains. Since that fifth goal for Spurs, the pace of the game has slowed down. United having to cut their losses, it seems, and Spurs, given this is their fourth game in 8 days, are conserving energy. You can understand that. Dele Alli has come on, though, interestingly, for the final 25 minutes or so. A lot of speculation, of course, surrounding his future at the club. Perhaps that implies that he is going to be remaining at Spurs beyond the close of the transfer window. Tempers starting to fray a little bit as well. United niggling into challenges. There's been a coming together between Paul Pogba and Pierre-Emile Højbjerg. So they need to keep their cool as they continue to trail 5-1. It does feel like that this is a message from Jose Mourinho that Dele Alli will be remaining part of his plans going forward. PSG have had a couple of loan bids reportedly rejected. With Spurs involved in so many competitions as well, it makes sense that they want to keep hold of a player of Ali's quality. Dyer in possession at the moment for Spurs. Works it out to the right hand side. Lucas Moura not really been involved since coming on, in truth. Can't quite get hold of it there. Shaw now for Manchester United. Was he fouled by Moura? Yes, he was, says the referee. Shaw takes the free kick short. United will build again with Maguire. Are we going to get a change to the scoreline in these final 20 minutes? Manchester United 1, Tottenham 5. Maguire floats the ball out to the left-hand side, but again, asking too much of Luke Shaw. Simple things like that just have not come off for Manchester United today. They've been so poor in every department. This is... I don't remember seeing a performance from a Manchester United side this poor in all truth. Højbjerg for Spurs, who have been good for their part, but I don't think they've had to work too hard to get into this rather remarkable position of being 5-1 up. Throwing to Manchester United, 5 yards or so inside the Tottenham half. Pogba takes it, back to Shaw. Appetite still there from Spurs to close down. Dele Alli leading that charge. Well, a loose pass there from Fred, presented to Højbjerg. Son takes over, he's released Kane. Can it be a sixth for Spurs? Kane in towards the near post. It's well saved by David De Gea. Got down to that near post really well there, the Spaniard. Kane was onside when Son played the ball. Angle was against him. He had to really take the shot on. The support wasn't getting there quick enough. Bailly was coming across. But a good effort, a good save from De Gea. He's not really done that much wrong. The Manchester United goalkeeper can't really be held responsible for any of the Tottenham goals. Son will take this resulting corner. It'll be an outswinger. Deep towards the far post. Ali gets his head to it, but can't keep it down. Goal kick to Manchester United. Dele Alli will be hoping to catch the eye in this cameo appearance, as Ben Davies is also going to come on. Further rotation from Jose Mourinho. He's going to be replacing Son, who is getting wrapped up in cotton wool. 2 goals to his name today. A knock as well, and still nursing that hamstring injury. Slightly defensive-minded change. I wonder if Davies will slot to left back, or perhaps he goes a left centre back, and Reguilon will have the space to push further forward, either as a wing back or as a winger. Reguilon certainly a little bit more attack-minded than the man coming on. There's Jose Mourinho there. There's a smile from Mourinho as he pats Son on the back and praises him for a job well done. Son doesn't look too happy, but I think he probably wanted to stay on and get his hat-trick in truth. Further sign that Mourinho is very, very content just to settle for this scoreline. Son taking the congratulations of his teammates and the coaching staff on the bench. So 3 substitutions now on for Spurs, all substitutes used all round actually. Manchester United filled their quota as well. So from the Tottenham point of view, the likes of Alderweireld, Doherty and Winks getting a rest today. As Kane tried to squeeze that out to the left-hand side for Davis. He's off his own man Sissoko, but Ben Davis will now get his first touch of the ball. Turns it into Dyer. Højbjerg. Probably his best display so far in a Spurs shirt. To Sanchez. Aurier now. Back into Pierre-Emile Højbjerg. He'll switch out to the left-hand side. Davis invited forward. He has gone to left-back incidentally, and Reguilon is in front of him. Ali. Sissoko gives it to Højbjerg, back out to Ben Davies. He's going to see a lot of the ball, I think. Davies, even though he's only going to be on for a short period of time. Spurs monopolising the play. Primarily going down the left-hand side at the moment. As Davies takes a throw-in back to Højbjerg. Dyer. United staying rigidly in their shape. It's almost a 4-4-1 at the moment with Pogba in behind Rashford, but they're not getting any of the ball. Certainly not inside dangerous areas. As Fred gives it away again, straight to Højbjerg. He squeezes it out to Reguilon, who's attempted to have a strike towards goal. He did. It was a tired hit that blocked off the back of Wan-Bissaka. It falls Spurs' way, though, which just about everything has in this game. Ali to Kane. Højbjerg slows it down. Ali once more. 15 minutes plus stoppage time to play. Given the scoreline, we might not get much stoppage time. It's one of those you never expected to see this for Manchester United at home, but they'll be put out their misery early, perhaps, with the referee being lenient on stoppages. It'll be at the discretion of Anthony Taylor, and depend if we do get any particular stoppages between now and the full time, well, until now and the 90 minutes being up. Dyer. To Reguilon once again. Squeeze down the line to Ali, who prods the ball forward to Harry Kane. Kane fighting to hold off Maguire, couldn't quite do so in the end. Van der Beek, I think that's just about his first touch since coming on. He's back to Wan-Bissaka. Pogba then almost turns into trouble, gets away with it. Finds McTominay. Van der Beek incidentally playing from the right-hand side, it seems. Difficult to fully comprehend what United's formation is at the moment, as Rashford, who seems to be the furthest forward anyway, jostling for the ball with Davinson Sanchez. Sissoko goes in strongly. Decision is only a throw to the home side. Rashford rather wearily gets back to his feet. Shaw takes the throw. Goes back to Maguire. To McTominay. Space for Wan-Bissaka on the right hand side. He's ignored though. Said United go down the left with Shaw. Try to find Van der Beek. Good interception from Aurier. And then a loose pass from him, and he's frustrated with himself, Serge Aurier. Hasn't done much wrong in this game. Surrenders possession there. Be a throw into Manchester United. Shaw into McTominay. There's 4 players in white around him and can't get out. And Ali plays a good ball to Reguilon. Challenge comes in from Wan-Bissaka, but Kane picks up the pieces for Tottenham. Releases Davis down the left-hand side, who's got space to run into. Cuts inside, Wan-Bissaka gets away from Pogba. Was he fouled? That should be a penalty. It is a penalty. Paul Pogba has brought down Ben Davies. It's a penalty, and it's a chance for Tottenham to score 6. Yes, 6 at Old Trafford. Pogba fouls Davies. It will be looked at by VAR. It's a weary, lazy challenge in a lot of ways from Paul Pogba. Davies got there before him. The momentum of Pogba took him into the Tottenham man. Referee had a split second to think about it. He gave the spot kick. I think he's right. I don't think this will be getting overturned. Pogba, smile on his face, a wry smile. Kane will take the spot kick. Can he make it? 6-1. The last 5 penalties have all found the back of the net. 2 to the centre, 2 to the goalkeeper's left, 1 to the right. So he mixes it up. Anthony Taylor just making sure David De Gea stays on his line. Of course, De Gea in that game against Crystal Palace saved the penalty, but it was retaken and then scored by Palace after it was found. He did come off his line, only minimally, but those are the rules. Kane will step up now for Spurs, and it's high into the side netting. Brilliant penalty from Kane, his second of the game. Tottenham have 6 at Old Trafford. It's now Manchester United 1, Tottenham 6. This is a record-breaking day for Spurs on the road. Harry Kane has scored the 6th goal, his second of the contest from the penalty spot. Clinical finish from Kane into the side netting. De Gea can't get near it, even though he guesses the right way. The penalty awarded after substitute Ben Davies was brought down by a lazy challenge, really, from Paul Pogba. He couldn't get out of the way as he slid in and brought the fullback down. Harry Kane makes it 6-1 now to Tottenham at Old Trafford. Pogba complaining to the referee there. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer sat back in his seat now, incidentally. Jose Mourinho does just about have almost a smirk on his face. That was probably what he was hoping to squeeze in with the cameras not looking. Manchester United 1, Tottenham Hotspur 6. We thought losing at home to Crystal Palace 3-1 was a bad scoreline for Manchester United. The 2 home games they've now had this season in the Premier League, they've lost by an aggregate score of 9-2 and counting, which is absolutely remarkable. Who would have predicted that? It's unprecedented times we are in at the moment. Man City conceded 5 last weekend. Well, United have beaten that now in all the wrong ways from their point of view. 6-1 to Tottenham. What a scoreline that truly is. Again, we'll see if we can get any more stats on the record-breaking nature of this impending result. As United almost give away possession in a dangerous area once again. Eventually Spurs do win it back. Sanchez goes all the way back to Hugo Lloris, who's been very much a spectator really since conceding the opening goal on that Bruno Fernandes penalty. It seems such a long time ago now. Scott McTominay for Manchester United. Out towards Rashford on the right-hand side. He skips away from Ben Davies into Wan-Bissaka. Nice turn from McTominay. Then lets himself down with a poor ball out to Van der Beek. It's cleared away by Davies. Throwing to Manchester United into the final 10 minutes. Manchester United 1, Tottenham 6. Ed Woodward's currently on his phone. Is he trying to get some transfer deals over the line? Is he searching for a new manager perhaps? He certainly doesn't look happy. Like everyone else connected to Manchester United will be feeling the pain of this scoreline, this impending result. Feel sorry for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. His lowest day as Manchester United manager, you would imagine. As I mentioned in the first half, is this potentially a sackable result? You'd probably have to say on the face of it, it is. Rashford for Manchester United, 21 attempts Spurs have had to United's 5 in this game. Rashford trying to take the game to Spurs though. It's the byline. Van der Beek flicks it on, but it's hoof clear by Serge Aurier. 8-2 to Spurs on attempts on target as well. Paul Pogba for Manchester United into Fred. Square ball from him across to Bailly. There's no way United can really get any respectability back, even if they were to score a couple of goals in these remaining minutes. Conceding 6 at home is still a really bad look, a really bad result for any club at any level, never mind A couple of Manchester United standing in recognition. Wan-Bissaka now. Back to Scott McTominay. Low ball into Van der Beek, who turns in the area. Pinched back though by Sissoko. Davis will prevent the corner. Will he? No, he did a double ricochet there off Aaron Wan-Bissaka. It will be a United set piece. Luke Shaw's trotting across to take it. United players wearily making their way forward from the back. Maguire's going up. Bailly also. Can they give themselves something to cheer? Is probably the wrong expression, but a momentary bright moment, shall we say, in the game. They had the first laugh. Could they have the last one? United. Ball played into the box, so it's pinballing around the area. Eventually drops to Sissoko, who clears in no uncertain terms. Throwing to Manchester United now. Marcus Rashford will take. Tries to release Shaw. He's kept going, Marcus Rashford. Credit to him, but couldn't quite find his teammate on that occasion. And now Spurs could break. It's Kane to Lucas Moura. Lovely little give and go. Moura, oh, he's chopped down so crudely by Luke Shaw. That's a really, really horrible challenge. It's at least a yellow card. I feel like it should be a red card just for the cynical nature of it. Absolutely no attempt to play the ball. He could have done some damage to Lucas Moura. It is just a yellow card, probably by the letter of the law. That is correct. Jose Mourinho unmoved in the dugout, but that's really poor from Shaw. I know he's frustrated. I know it's been a bad afternoon. He doesn't want to concede any more goals, but there's absolutely no attempt to play the ball there. The reaction of Ole Gunnar Solskjaer behind him tells its own story, and the reaction of Lucas Moura as well, who's laughing as he's brought to the ground. Wow, that really does sum it all up from every perspective. Jose Mourinho, I think, would have been furious with that challenge had the score been tighter. Not much reaction, as I say, from him. More of a reaction from Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Shaw booked, though. It's still a free kick in a dangerous area, about 2 or 3 yards away from the corner, the right-hand corner of the Manchester United box. Reguilon's come across to send an in-swinging delivery in. He could try and go for goal. Just a two-man United wall made up of Fred and Donny van der Beek. Reguilon does curl it into the penalty area, flicked away by Pogba. Ali will gather the pieces on the far side. Pulls it back for Højbjerg. Spurs will build again from the back. They still get more goals in this game. Long ball sent forward is headed clear by Eric Bailly. And the Beak will now squeeze it out to villain of the moment, Luke Shaw. Closing exchanges, it's still Manchester United 1, Tottenham 6, but we've just had a moment that really sums up the game. Lucas Moura breaking through in towards the penalty area. He's chopped down so crudely by Luke Shaw. It's a yellow card, definitely, but just for the cynical nature, I feel he should have had a red card. It was just a yellow awarded, but to sum it up, Jose Mourinho is pretty unmoved, the Spurs manager on the sideline, despite seeing his player chopped down. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer was furious with Luke Shaw for the cynical nature of the challenge, and the man who was brought down, Lucas Moura, was actually laughing as he fell to the floor. That sums up the mood in both camps, I think, perfectly. It's Manchester United 1, Tottenham 6. Yeah, I think that is possibly a little nugget that will be taken away from this game as well. It may get lost in it, given there's so much that has happened, but I think that does sum up proceedings pretty perfectly, how the two teams are feeling at this moment in time. Manchester United 1, Tottenham 6 it remains. We're going to have any more goals in these remaining few minutes. Didn't think we were going to get any more at 5-1 the way the game was being played, but we then had that penalty that Kane converted. Ball work by Dele Alli there out to Davinson Sanchez for Spurs. So much possession they've had in the game in terms of the statistics in that regard. It's 62% in their favour, and it would have been more had it not been for the first 20 minutes or so where United probably saw more of the ball. They do have possession at the moment, the home side with Bailly. To Scott McTominay, who's closed down by Ali. United playing a risky game in their own back line. Fred to Van der Beek. Back to Maguire. Again, if you're prospective United players or transfer targets in these remaining hours, if you like, of the transfer window as it is now. The likes of Jadon Sancho, Ousmane Dembele, Alex Telles. That deal almost looks done, though. You know, do you have a second thought, though, and think, do I want to join this team that, well, I don't think they were in crisis before this, but this kind of result, this kind of performance suggests that they are a club in crisis. It's a one-off scoreline, yes, to a certain degree, but they did lose to Crystal Palace. This will be 2 defeats from their 3 games to start the season. They still have games in hand, but they're going to be down in 16th place in the table. Already 9 points behind leaders Everton. Could be 9 points behind Liverpool. They're involved in the late game against Aston Villa at 7:15 this evening. A match that is also available on this service as Lucas Moura turns for Spurs, drives away from McTominay. Maguire comes in with a strong challenge, but he was being fouled before that, Lucas, so free kick will be brought back. McTominay just tugging his shirt, taking the set piece quickly, actually, Spurs. Final 2 minutes of the 90. Manchester United 1, Tottenham 6. Ben Davies into Dyer. Aurier now. Spurs moving the ball around between all of their back 4. Højbjerg gets involved as well, finds Ali. First time ball around the corner from him to Sissoko. Getting out to the right with Aurier. His attempted ball down the line is blocked off the shin of Luke Shaw. It'll be a Tottenham throw-in. As I suggested earlier, I don't think Anthony Taylor, the referee, will be adding on too much time at the end of this match. He'll just be putting Manchester United out of their misery, you would imagine. That's probably happened on a lot of occasions throughout the Premier League era at Old Trafford, but when Manchester United have been hammering sides and they've been put out of their misery, not too many times, you would suggest, when it's United on the receiving end of a real hammering. Was McTominay almost lost possession on the edge of his own area. Shaw then trying to dink it down the line. Really poor attempt from him, and Sissoko can now break forward into Kane on a hat-trick now. Harry Kane, he strikes towards goal, blocked by Bailly. Kane then tries to force his way through 3 United defenders. McTominay eventually takes control and clears. He was fouled by Ali, but stays on his feet, and the referee happy for play to continue. Wan-Bissaka to Pogba. Van der Beek back with Wan-Bissaka. Tony Van der Beek now in an advanced position. First time United have ventured forward in 10 minutes or so in any kind of way. Pogba to Donny Van der Beek. New signing, he'll be wondering what he's joined as well, in truth. One of his first appearances is to come on in a 6-1 home mauling. As Pogba flicks the ball over the top, looking for Rashford. Forced wide, pulls it back to Shaw. United scored the first goal of the game. They get the last one. Pogba dancing, trying to twist and turn his way through. He's robbed by Ali, who stands his ground, and Spurs can clear and win the free kick in the end. 3 minutes of stoppage time we're going to have. Seems a little harsh, really, to add that much on. Manchester United 1, Tottenham Hotspur 6. What a scoreline that really is. Sanchez takes the free kick short. Dyer out to Davies. Down the line to Reguilon. Back now with Wales international Davies. Referee may as well just blow, to be honest. Suppose he feels he has to add on a certain amount of time, a minimum if you like, because of the substitutions. We've had a couple of goals in this second half as well, just the 2. Serge Aurier and that Harry Kane penalty. A few little niggling injuries as well to Son. Didn't receive any treatment, but there was a delay. Ali can't quite squeeze the ball through the legs of Scott McTominay, but Spurs again get those ricochets. Luck has been on Spurs' side at times in this match, but they've earned that luck, and United haven't deserved any luck either for their part. As Højbjerg whips it out to the right hand side, where Aurier for once isn't in that much space. Plays it into Lucas Moura. This pass is picked off by Fred. 90 seconds of stoppage time remaining. McTominay trying to get away from Højbjerg. Wan-Bissaka does step away from Reguilon, who thought about fouling him, and referee decides to play an advantage because Reguilon let go just in time. No point in picking up a yellow card at this late stage of the game from the Spurs point of view. Fred into Pogba. Drops his shoulder, trying to get away from the impressive Højbjerg, who does enough. Aurier gets in with a toe, and Spurs can bring the ball forward again. Final minute of stoppage time. Dele Alli. Real hurry for Spurs. Ali rolls it into the feet of Reguilon, who gets there ahead of Bailly. Not happy with the challenge actually from Eric Bailly, but referee on hand to step in as play continues down the Spurs right with Lucas Moura. He drops a shoulder. Jogging forward, Van der Beek gets a decent challenge in though in the end. And the Dutchman can carry over the halfway line. He's already got bad memories, hasn't he, Donny van der Beek, of facing Spurs after being part of that Ajax side that were knocked out of the Champions League semi-finals a couple of seasons ago in dramatic circumstances by Spurs, and Lucas Moura, in fact, the hat-trick hero that night, that second leg in Amsterdam. Hugo Lloris there bowling the ball out for Spurs. Jose Mourinho already going through the high fives with his technical team as he makes his way down the Old Trafford steps. Interesting to see how him and Ole Gunnar Solskjaer greet each other at the final whistle. As the final whistle does actually go, there's a handshake and a pat on the back from Mourinho onto Solskjaer. A great day on his return to Old Trafford. Disaster for Solskjaer and Manchester United. They've been beaten by Tottenham on their own patch by 6-1. Yes, it's finished Manchester United 1, Tottenham Hotspur 6.
Our next football commentary match is getting ever nearer, so why not take the opportunity of having a bet on the match? Whether you're interested in betting on the match result, the first player to score, the last scorer, correct score, double result, total goals market, handicap betting, or any other of our exciting market, it's fun to be involved. Don't forget, when the match kicks off, you can sit back and enjoy superb independent studio commentary while also enjoying our in-play betting opportunities. Good luck. Our next football commentary match is getting ever nearer, so why not take the opportunity of having a bet on the match? Whether you're interested in betting on the match result, the first player to score, the last scorer, correct score, double result, total goals market, handicap betting, or any other of our exciting market, it's fun to be involved. Don't forget, when the match kicks off, you can sit back and enjoy superb independent studio commentary while also enjoying our in-play betting opportunities. Good luck. Our next football commentary match is getting ever nearer, so why not take the opportunity of having a bet on the match? Whether you're interested in betting on the match result, the first player to score, the last scorer, correct score, double result, total goals market, handicap betting, or any other of our exciting market, it's fun to be involved. Don't forget, when the match kicks off, you can sit back and enjoy superb independent studio commentary while also enjoying our in-play betting opportunities. Good luck. Our next football commentary match is getting ever nearer, so why not take the opportunity of having a bet on the match? Whether you're interested in betting on the match result, the first player to score, the last scorer, correct score, double result, total goals market, handicap betting, or any other of our exciting market, it's fun to be involved. Don't forget, when the match kicks off, you can sit back and enjoy superb independent studio commentary while also enjoying our in-play betting opportunities. Good luck. Our next football commentary match is getting ever nearer, so why not take the opportunity of having a bet on the match? Whether you're interested in betting on the match result, the first player to score, the last scorer, correct score, double result, total goals market, handicap betting, or any other of our exciting market, it's fun to be involved. Don't forget, when the match kicks off, you can sit back and enjoy superb independent studio commentary while also enjoying our in-play betting opportunities. Good luck. Our next football commentary match is getting ever nearer, so why not take the opportunity of having a bet on the match? Whether you're interested in betting on the match result, the first player to score, the last scorer, correct score, double result, total goals market, handicap betting, or any other of our exciting market, it's fun to be involved. Don't forget, when the match kicks off, you can sit back and enjoy superb independent studio commentary while also enjoying our in-play betting opportunities. Good luck. Our next football commentary match is getting ever nearer, so why not take the opportunity of having a bet on the match? Whether you're interested in betting on the match result, the first player to score, the last scorer, correct score, double result, total goals market, handicap betting, or any other of our exciting market, it's fun to be involved. Don't forget, when the match kicks off, you can sit back and enjoy superb independent studio commentary while also enjoying our in-play betting opportunities. Good luck. Our next football commentary match is getting ever nearer, so why not take the opportunity of having a bet on the match? Whether you're interested in betting on the match result, the first player to score, the last scorer, correct score, double result, total goals market, handicap betting, or any other of our